Hi there, I'm Java Jim with First Line Equipment, and welcome to our YouTube channel. If you're new, if you're returning, welcome back. Today in front of us we have a Mazzer Mini timer with a doser, and we're going to go over on how to convert it to a doserless grinder. And this is an espresso only grinder. It's not really for French press or drip or regular coffee brewing. So it is dedicated for Espresso by Mazzer. Mazzer considers this a commercial grinder. A lot of people do put it in their home because it is a heavy weight grinder. It's actually one of the heaviest out there for the home environment, I think. Anyways, just look down below for the tools that you're going to need. We'll list them there. Also, as well as the components. Basically, there's a foam gasket. There is a little piece that goes inside it's basically an anti-clumping device or part. Front panel cover. And as you can see, most of the time these will come in white. The film does come off. And last but not least, and the most expensive part, is the funnel. I think that fits pretty good. What do you think? Give me a thumbs up down below if you like it. If you don't, be like that one YouTube watcher on our channel who always gives me a thumbs down. I know who you are. Let's get started. The first step is to remove the finger guard, and on each side you're going to remove the screw. I suggest bagging these parts just in case you want to put it back together. On the inside, we have two bolts which can be difficult to remove. So the smallest crescent wrench that you're going to use, and then basically take the wrench and lefty-loosey just to get them started. Okay, the bolts are in here. Turn it around. And you'll continue with this side and the one on the other side. We got both screws removed off, and basically you just lift off the dosing chamber straight forward. There's a little slot here that goes into the slot here, so that can be removed. Then, next step, we have the front panel here that has two screw holes on the bottom. There's a white film that you can remove now or later, whichever you prefer. We'll remove this now. We could have probably did it later. The reason is, we need to take a black marker and basically touch point the inside, okay, where we need to make the screw holes. So if you see this one, I kind of went over a little bit too much. Line it up to the bottom again, and just a little dab right there. Okay, so I'm a little more on center. Try to remove the black marker if it's permanent before it dries up. Get it on your fingers there. Now, the next step is you're going to need a little tap and this hammer that's older than dirt, and basically line it up. Hold the grinder from the back side, make a little hole or a tap in there. Okay, we got that started. Now the next thing is to have a drill, and basically a 1/16 bit, which acts as the pilot. Okay, and we're basically going to go into that tap right there. And gently press. Don't overdo it, nice and slow. Okay, we went through on that side. Then on this side as well. Okay. Again, don't press too hard because you don't want the drill bit to go all underneath. Let's take out the bits that are there. Next, we are going to change to a larger drill bit. Now we're going to use a bit that's 3/32 to make these holes a little larger. We had cleaned out all the bits out of the way. And just slowly bring it out. Okay. Now the next step, we have the foam piece here. And we'll take the film off. And we have our little anti-clumping device here. As you can see, we'll put this anti-clumping device right here. And if you notice, Mazzer's on the one side. We'll kind of hold that into place. The foam we'll put, and could be a little bigger than the old one that's on there. We'll basically just put that in. To hold the anti-clumping device and just press on the foam. Okay, and that'll get squeezed in later when we put the funnel on. Next would be the panel. And we have number 4 screws. These are in zinc, if you could find them in stainless. And these are really sheet metal screws that we'll use here. If not, you'll have to make the hole a little bigger for number 6 stainless screws if you can't find them in number 4. And then we'll just lock these in. Tighten it, nice and easy peasy. Okay, grab that there. Next will be the funnel. Take our original bolt that we removed before. Inner holes here. We'll start with one, and the holes are right here and here. So we'll start with one there. And before we even tighten all the way, we'll try to get the second one lined up. And get the second one started. Okay, and then we'll get our wrench. I have a different one now than before. And if you have a socket, it would probably be a little easier, but not everybody has sockets. So we'll show with the crescent to show you the possibility. And basically we're going to want a nice tight fit. And as you can see, we're not editing anything out to show you how much time this is going to take. Now, if you don't like the way the anti-clumping device is situated inside, You can remove the foam and just take it off and move it if you like. Okay, we have the one side done. I'll try the rest by hand, and that's going to be a little more difficult. People always wonder why repairs can sometimes be so expensive. Now I can get it going by hand here. And just to make it nice and tight and firm, now we'll start getting in there on both sides. We'll go back to the first side. Okay, firm on that side. Go back to the first side. And there we are. Now, really important is to place the finger guard into here, because you don't want somebody sticking their fingers, even with the screen here, the anti-clumping device. Still, you want the finger guard in place. And the first step is to just get it started on the one side by hand, keep it loose. And here we are reusing the same screws and bolts. Get this side started. Okay, do it by hand. Then take our Phillips head screwdriver, tighten, tighten, go back to the other side, tighten, tighten that there. You have a little sticky left over. I don't know what you want to use that for, but basically that is turning the grinder from Doser with the pull lever to Doserless. And this is a great little thing to do if you want to grind and right into your portafilter. And you can use the timer right here if you want to make a marking to turn where you need to go to dose for this particular grind fineness. So once we have the funnel on, you're going to notice that the funnel ends up back here and the portafilter ends right here. So the other thing that needs to be changed is the actual fork. And to change that, you need to get a screwdriver. There's 2 screws down here. And if you haven't unplugged your grinder already, it should be unplugged. Okay, you like to pull this forward as the screws come out. If you have a drill, that'd be great. Take those 2 screws out. Now, as you can see, we have a different filter holder. If you look here, we have 3 screws there. Your grinder may be different. Sometimes it might be 2 or 4, but usually there's 3. And we'll start this one on this side. Again, always easy by hand. And you can see you can have an adjustment up and down. Now, this does not hold the bottomless. So I'm going to hold it up as high as I can go. Both sides. Tighten. Get to the other side. Go back to the first side, and there we go. So now we can rest the portafilter. This one has spouts, and we're kind of center right here. If we get a bottomless, what's going to happen is there's no, you put it here, it may shimmy a little bit. This one still can shimmy, but the spout kind of holds it in place. We are now done. Doing this can be a challenge. Okay, so it's not something that's just easy like that. You need the right tools, you need the right components to transfer over, but we are finally done. Okay, so you can use the timer, you can mark it there for your type of grind fineness on the settings up here, and basically you no longer need to use the doser. Okay, so you can grind fresh right into the portafilter. Now, people may say, well, this is great. There is one upside to the doser. The upside is if you're entertaining, you can have the freshly ground espresso beans, coffee, grinding into this chamber and then dosing out very quickly while the portafilter is extracting the espresso. So a doserless or a grinder with the funnel, basically what will end up happening is you'll keep your portafilter here, that's slowing you down. Now you can have a second portafilter, if you think about it, while one is extracting, you can be loading the other one. The thing is, that you don't want portafilters sitting out in the open that much because they do lose heat and the heat retention that the portafilter holds. So just keep that in mind. Making 1 or 2 or 4 shots, great feature. If you're gonna do a lot of entertaining, you need this. Once again, this is Java Jim with First Line Equipment. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel down here. Give us a thumbs up and a like down here. Really appreciate that. Again, thank you for watching and have a wonderful Mazzer day.